you talk about being excited to see what's to come in the future of Westworld. And as we already celebrated on this panel, season 4, it exists, it's real. The show has been renewed. And I'd love to go down the line with everybody just to talk about some of the things you're excited about exploring further, whether they're wishes or whether it's just the opportunity to dig into these themes even further. And Tandy, I'll start with you in terms of what you're most excited about with the continuation of this show.
Honestly, I feel like I'm still dining out on season 3. I'm still like fat with the feast of it all. I mean, I gave up wondering what was going to happen after season 2. Believe me, we tried. We tried all sorts of cons with these two to try and give us information. Jeffrey was the worst. He like knew loads of stuff and didn't tell anybody. So Evan and I even had an idea that we were going to kidnap Jonah and Lisa and playfully tie them up and make them
like a diagnostic.
And film it. We were going to film it. Remember? Yeah, that was going to be that was one of our little projects.
Would you ever lie to us?
Yeah, really. Like the whole light in the eyes, all of it. We had it all planned. I mean, we're not joking.
I believe it. I believe you're
for real.
Yeah.
Just the privilege of being able to come back and continue with this story. I emailed Jeffrey a few days ago just saying, you at the end covered in dust. I mean, like, what is that? And he wrote back saying, what dust? So that basically sort of just summarizes what we all have to deal with for the next year, which is we're never going to know. It can drive completely bonkers, but I just, we just have to, I think we just have to get excited because their track record is great. I just hope I get to work with everybody because this is such an incredible group of people. So just look, the fact that we get to do this again is phenomenal.
Jeffrey, how about for you working on this show in this moment? I feel like this is a series that can express a lot of ideas that are very worth chewing on right now. What excites you about where we leave off in season 3 and the potential of what we can explore about ourselves in season 4?
Well, I think I'm looking forward to maybe anticipating, probably mistakenly though, the continued exploration of the ideas around freedom. And that's pretty much it. And, Bernard has spent a couple of seasons wrestling with different levels of deeper seeming closeness to the idea of freedom. And it's always this evasive thing for him that kind of, bleeds out into infinity, and he never quite is able to understand it or achieve it. And I think that says a lot about all our conditions in some respect. So I don't know what they have planned over there, but that's been a very central theme in multiple ways for our show. The idea of individual freedom, of collective freedom, of freedom of the hard drive, all that stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to say too much because the more I say, the more I'll be off the mark. So I'll just leave it right there.
Ed, how about you as an actor? What are you looking forward to most about getting back into this?
I'm excited to actually play the Man in Black as an artificial intelligence being. I haven't had the opportunity to do that much other than killing myself in the final episode. But also to see what this aspect of the Man in Black, how much free will does he have, even though this one part of him, the most violent kind of part, is now brought to the forefront, and this is who he is. How much is he programmed, and how much free will does he have to do what he feels needs to be done? I'm very curious to see what that's all about.
Tessa, I'll toss it back to you.
I'm really excited about, again, this continued exploration around freedom. Also, if Ed and I are in fact teamed up at any point in the season. Ed is a very free actor, so it'll be fun to watch him as AI. I'm really interested in this sort of, if I heard some fans saying, and even I forget, some member of my family said, so are you the villain now? And I didn't really place it that way, but I guess I'm interested. For my money, it feels like this iteration of Charlotte touched some, I don't know, some proximity to real, genuine sort of love and interest in human beings. And so I guess I'm curious now if she is in fact the villain, what villainy feels like when it's like hard earned, really, really hard earned, what that looks like. So
Denise, Jonah, Lisa, with the keys to this kingdom, I'm sure that there is nothing that you will share.
Go on, just a tiny bit.
Yes. If you have anything to say about what excites you based on where we left the story, I think in a very provocative place, the world in a really, the world at large in such an uncertain place within the world of Westworld. Obviously, you can't plan for something like where we're living right now, but it's eerie, the precariousness of both the fictional world and our world ourselves. Lisa, what are you looking forward to exploring here in season 4?
Oh man, I can see Jonah and Denise.
I know.
That's a lot of pressure. I think now, especially now in this moment, one starts to think about and contemplate all the kind of detritus that has accumulated in society and institutions, right? Sometimes it feels like, how do you clean Eugene Stables bit, and I think Westworld has dealt with that too. We've dealt with worlds within worlds, constantly evolving, breaking apart, growing. And I'm really curious to explore what humans and what hosts want to make of the world, and what glimpses of other worlds will we see? What did Bernard see when he disappeared for a bit? I think all those things, it's just lovely to be able to explore in fiction issues and questions that truly intellectually and emotionally engage me on a kind of personal level. So that's always, and to see it brought to life by these lovely people is always a real thrill.
Denise, any parting thoughts from you?
There's a lot of fun here in trying to say, what will this next chapter be? We know that a rebellion started, but what does a free world really look like? And, is there some type of collision of worlds or cross-pollination? I think that there could be a lot of fun in that. And the other thing that I'm really excited about is we got to see the hosts enter this world, but it wasn't free yet. And now that we're getting to a different part in history, I'm really interested to see how they're going to react. If you have a character like Maeve, who all of her drives and programming were written for her, even the drive to escape, and now she's out. And I think that this is just an amazing time to see a kind of a coming of age story of what does someone who can rewrite their own code, what does someone who can reshape the world, what do they do with a free world now? So, and I think that's kind of true across the board. I think, for Tessa's character, for this new Hale, it's terrifying, but also at the same time, I'm very interested to see, she has all these different parts of her programming, and a lot of them that she has shunned away from. She's become this new creature, but are those things still inside of her? Is it like a fracture and a dam that can break loose? So I think there's so many different things to explore in this new world, and so many new things for our host to explore, that I think it's going to be really exciting.
Jonah, last at bat, and I'll also ask you, season 4 is coming. We don't know when, and we wouldn't have known when anyway. But so much is uncertain in the future production and how things are going to change. And I think fans are really excited about the possibility of returning to this world, and are left with the question of, well, when are we going to return to it? Do you just have anything that you want to say to the Westworld fans? I know as somebody who loves this show, it's brought me a lot of joy today to get to see all of you guys having so much fun with each other and getting to talk about it so thoughtfully. I can only imagine what it's like for everybody else who's watching this right now. Talk to them. Their ears are yours, Jonah.
One of the things I'm blown away by every time, when you poke around online a little bit, is the artistic impulse and response for people watching the show. The paintings and drawings, and I mean, it's just extraordinary. It's so beautiful. It inspires you to work harder. As working with this extraordinary cast inspires us to work harder. So we're also grateful for everyone's patience in waiting season on season. It's not really, we're kind of into a new era in television where the ambition and scope of it is pretty extreme. This is a hard show to write, a hard show to shoot, a hard show to act in, a hard show to put together. There isn't really a part of the show that isn't hard. So it takes a little longer. And so we're grateful for everyone's patience. Our cast, our crew, we'll be back to work just as soon as we can, but we gotta write all this stuff first. And in the spirit of the fact that we're gonna be gone for a while. Usually we don't talk about spoilers. We don't talk about what's to come. But in the spirit of everyone, waiting, probably a fair amount of time for us to get the next season put together. I think it's only fair to tease a little bit. We could say this much: the show, season 4, starts in a place I think will be very unexpected for people. It starts with.
You little
Left. Oh, smoke.
classic Nolan move.
Oh. Rehoboam knew he was going to say too much and cut the access to his classic.
As he disappears into a cloud of smoke.
A classic.
So much better that way.
Move. Oh, I was leaning in.
Dude, I was like, I
was
believed it.
I was ready to go. My heart was racing.